I am a proud American of Puerto Rican heritage, small business owner, U.S. Air Force veteran, conservative woman. And this is Sunday Mornings with Yvette The Conservarican. Good morning and welcome to Sunday Mornings with Yvette The Conservarican. Thank you for sharing your Sunday morning with me. So I've had a great week. Busy week. Campaigns are in full mode here in Collier County. I don't know about your areas, but in my area, we have a very contested congressional race for District 19, which is Francis Rooney's seat. So we have 9 Republican candidates going into a primary, and August 18th is the day that we need to go out and vote for that seat. And so we have 9 candidates. My personal choice as Yvette Benaroche is Byron Donalds. I think, in my opinion, he's the true conservative in the race, and he has stood up many times against his own party when it comes to defending our constitutional rights. Specifically our Second Amendment right, which he voted against red flag laws, and he lost a lot of support from his own party in the Florida legislature for that. But, you know, he stood his ground, and he was fighting for our rights, and he stood for what he believed in, which is the Constitution. So thank you, Byron Donalds. I believe you are the choice for District 19, and I think you will be a great representative for our area. Byron has an inspirational story, and I just think he's gonna do great. So August 18th is the primary. So if you're a Republican in Collier County, don't forget to go out and vote on the primary. We have many other local races. So this week was full of events. Tuesday, I attended an event for Joanne DiBartolo, where she's running for Collier County State Committee Women. And she's going into the primary also against Jan Glassman. The event was wonderful. Joanne put up a great event. She's a pro-Trumper, pro-life person. So good luck to Joanne. And if you are a Republican, don't forget to go out and vote August 18th. And then we have District 1 Commissioner for Collier County. That one is another big race here in Collier. There's a few candidates there, so that's going to be a tough one. We have a person from Marco Island running. His name is Rick Locastro. So I'm thinking Marco Islanders will be pulling for him. He's a retired Air Force colonel, so fellow veteran, and brings a lot of experience to the race. So we'll see what happens with that race August 18th. So anyway, so great week. Then Thursday, I attended an event put on by the Naples Republican Club, and it was great. We got to meet some of the local candidates, and also some of the Congressional District 19 candidates were in attendance. And it was great. So, I mean, lots going on. Alfie Oakes, which he's a well-known local business owner. He is also running in this primary elections. He is running for a Collier County State Committee man, and he's running against Doug Rankin. Alfie Oakes, it's the owner of Sea to Table. And Oaks Farms, and he does a lot for this community. And actually, he was in the news not too long ago because he exercised his First Amendment right. He gave his opinion about the Black Lives Matter movement, about COVID-19, and some people just didn't like what he said, so they started boycotting his business. And I wrote to the Lee County school district, because Alfie had contracts with Lee County school districts and actually Collier County school district, and Lee County just terminated his contract. And today came out in the news that he's actually suing Lee County district, a school district, for $50 million. So good luck, Alfie. And let's remember that we have First Amendment rights in this country. And if you don't like the way we think, or if you don't like our opinions, you know, just move on and move on to the next. And that's it. We just need to respect one another. I don't have to think like you. You don't have to think like me. It's the beauty of this country. We can all have our own opinions. That's what freedom is about. So another great thing that happened this week, and I am so excited. Friday, oh my God. So Friday, I drove 2 hours. As you remember, I told you I live in Marco Island. But my good friend Marisol Kobitz, which we both are part of the Florida Federation of Republican Women. We're part of the executive board. She is the second, actually the first vice president now. She's first vice president, and I'm a member at large of that board. And she invited me over to Doral to greet the president. She got us, she got permits, and then we had this area where we met, and we greeted our president. He came to Doral today. He was visiting the Southern Command, and we were right there just to show him our support. And it was exciting. So after he went into the Southern Command, then we got into the car and we drove maybe a few blocks down the road. And we waited in a corner because we knew he was going to visit this other place close by. So there we were, just a few of us that went over there, and with our big flags and, you know, our phones, and now the motorcade comes and the limos come, and we're like literally like 7 feet probably away from the limousine. We were on the sidewalk, and then, you know, the road's a small road. And the first limo went by and he wasn't there, and then the second limo was coming by, and then all of a sudden we see this person inside the limo and pushing forward like that and waving at us, and it was like, oh my God, the president waved at us, and it was like so exciting. Mr. President, if you're listening to me, I hope one day I get to meet you and give you a hug. I mean, I am so proud that you're a president. I love my president. I think he's the greatest president ever. And Mr. President, if you're listening to Yvette The Conservarican, or somebody knows the president and wants to tell him that Yvette The Conservarican wants to someday visit the White House, to give him a hug. And so you're welcome to. Hopefully I'll be there someday, Mr. President, next to you, hugging you and telling you thank you in person for everything that you've done for the Hispanic Americans in this country, and for all Americans for that matter in this country. Thank you so much. We're very proud of you. So going on that, this was a great week for Hispanic Americans. Oh my God, the president continuing his promises made, promises kept. I mean, he is definitely working hard for those minority communities, and also for all Americans. This week was a policy to uplift and empower Hispanic Americans. And how did he do that? He issued an executive order that focused on promoting the success of every member of America's proud Hispanic community. And oh my God, what I am just so proud. It's like I get so emotional with this because, you know, we were like forgotten, and this president has ignited a fire within us, and he's working so hard for all Americans, especially for the communities that have been left behind, especially for the minority communities that have been in poverty for decades and nobody has done anything about it. So thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And this executive order actually establishes the White House Hispanic Prosperity Initiative and Interagency Working Group. So it also establishes the President's Advisory Commission on Hispanic Prosperity. This order will improve access to educational, training, and economic opportunities for Hispanic American students by promoting options to enhance school choice, personalized learning, family engagement, civics education, and pathways to in-demand jobs. I know as a mother of 2 teenage boys, school choice, it's extremely important to me. Education is so important. When I go vote, that's one of the things that I take in consideration with every platform of the platforms for each party. And school choice is a big one. I want to be able to choose what's best for my family. And during this COVID-19, I realized that my 15-year-old, he could be a good candidate for both in-school learning or homeschooling. But my 7th-year-old, he needs the in-school structure. He needs that. So we're really looking forward to schools reopening for the next school year, because it is important. Kids also need those social skills. They need to be with their friends and with their teachers. And it's just, I mean, they need that. So we're looking forward to schools reopening in August. So, I mean, the president continues to uplift Hispanic American workers and families. As history has shown, Hispanic American workers and families thrive under President Trump pro-growth policies. I mean, he has time and time again proven that his policies work. And an example of that is that before the coronavirus pandemic, the Hispanic unemployment rate reached a record low of 3.9% under the leadership of President Trump. In 2018, the poverty rate for Hispanic Americans reached the lowest level on record. Let me give you this number. Since 2016, nearly 611,000 Hispanic Americans have been lifted out of poverty. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for empowering us. Thank you for giving us more opportunities. Thank you because your policies work. Thank you. We really appreciate you. And I can't wait till November 3rd when we cast our vote to re-elect you as President of the United States. Also, a big one for me, another big one besides school choice, is taxes. And the president's tax cuts are putting more money into the pockets of Hispanic American families and providing new resources for minority-owned businesses. I am a small business owner, and taxes, let me tell you, are a big one for me, because when taxes are low, I can employ more people and I can invest in my business. And you know what? I can give more to my community. So it is important to me that taxes stay low. So thank you again, Mr. President, for everything that you're doing for all Americans, but especially for the Hispanic American communities. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And that brings me to a little rant that I'm going to have to do today, because during this Hispanic initiative, the president invited Goya CEO. And let me give you a little background about Goya Foods. Goya Foods are like the premier source for authentic Latino cuisine. It is the largest Hispanic-owned food company in the United States. We are proud of Goya Foods, extremely proud. This company was founded in 1936 by Don Prudencio Unanue and his wife Carolina, and they were both from Spain. The Goya story is as much about the importance of family as it is about achieving the American dream. If it's Goya, it has to be good. Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno. And that's their slogan. And Goya has been part of the Hispanic and Latino families for generations, many generations. They started in New York, and it's a company that employs thousands of people. And also, actually, in 2018, Goya was ranked #2 as the leading U.S. food brand for its social influence and community support. They not only employ thousands of people, but they donate tons of food to food banks and to those in need. So it is a great company. And the sad part is that, you know, a great event that was, the president invited the CEO because he's signing an executive order to promote more opportunity and prosperities for the Hispanic American community. And he invited CEO of Goya to be there. And the CEO praised Mr. Trump, praised our president, saying we're all truly blessed at the same time to have a leader like President Trump, who is a builder. The reason he praised President Trump is because of President Trump's policies for businesses. It helps us help you. So if you're a business owner, you employ people. So policies that help small businesses to be able to give their employees more opportunities, to employ more people, to give more to the community, of course we're going to support that. And that's what he was there for. And now, there's people out there, these radicals, that are trying to boycott Goya. Goya Foods that have been part of the Hispanic and Latino communities for generations. Goya Foods, that is the second, actually is the largest Hispanic owned food company in the United States. They want to boycott that. Every Hispanic and Latino in this country and around the world should be outraged about this. In 2012, the CEO of Goya was invited to the White House, and he went. And at the time, the Obamas were there. He attended there. Nobody said anything about boycotting Goya then. So what changed now? Oh, wait. They hate President Trump. They can't stand that President Trump is doing an amazing job. They can't stand it. It drives them crazy. So the only way they can try to disrupt is by destroying. Because that's all they're good at. Destroy things. So now they're calling to boycott the largest Hispanic-owned food company in the United States that employs thousands of people, that gives back to the community, that donates tons of food to food banks and to people in need. That's who they want to boycott. That's who they want to destroy. Makes me sick. We should all be sick about this. Enough is enough. Now I'm talking to you. fellow Hispanic, fellow Latino, we need to stand up for our community. We need to stand up for Goya products. We're not going to apologize. And I'm glad that CEO didn't apologize. You know, in this country, we have a First Amendment right. And he was honest, and he said how he felt, and he feels the policies, pro-growth policies that President Trump has done during his administration are helping businesses and are helping the Hispanic American communities. And he praised the president. And he will not apologize for it. And I will not apologize for supporting President Trump either. Because he made us promises and he kept his promises. You know, people complain all the time. Oh, politicians, they lie and they promise and they never, you know, come through with it. You have a guy now, tells you exactly what he feels, tells you exactly what he thinks, promise you things. He kept his promises. He's working on making sure that everything that he promised, it's there, which he's doing little by little. I mean, and remember, with no help. And there's people out there complaining because they don't care about this country. All they care about is power. And now they're powerless. And that hurts them. Goya Foods makes us proud. Goya Foods has been with Hispanics and Latinos for generations. And we're proud of their products. I tell you, I have a whole bunch of them here. We got, if you never heard of Goya Foods, when you go to the grocery store, going to the Hispanic aisle or wherever they have the ethnic foods, and Goya products are there. And let me tell you, Goya Adobo. Adobo is a seasoning salt, and you can use it on your chicken, burgers, anything. I mean, it gives a great flavor. Fish, whatever. Then you have the Goya Beans. This is mainly what they're known for. I mean, in Puerto Rican households, I'm Puerto Rican, so we used to eat rice and beans every day. And then I grew up in a household where, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, so we couldn't afford a lot of, you know, expensive protein, meat or anything like that. So corned beef, Goya, what's big one, you know, with the rice and the beans. And then we also have the Vienna sausages, Goya, which my mom used to make a arroz con salchichas, which is rice with Vienna sausages, and it's delicious. Actually, my kids love it. Sazon Goya, which is excellent. I mean, it gives this little reddish color to your yellow rice and to your beans and soups and stews. I mean, this is a great thing to have. We got tomato sauce Goya. Also the salad olives Goya. I actually put them in my beans and salads. And then we have recaito and sofrito Goya. Okay, my grandma used to make her own recaito and sofrito. I've never been good at it. So thank God for Goya, because I really don't have too much time. You know, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner. I do a lot of volunteer work. So I barely have time to cook. So this is like big help here. Goya recaito and sofrito, they're cooking bases and they're excellent. So you should try it. You know, beans, stews, soups. I mean, awesome. And then our famous coquito, which is a drink we make Christmas time, and also pina coladas. They got cream of coconut and then coconut milk. So these are great products. I mean, they have all kinds of products. And let me tell you, we're known for fried plantains. And sometimes, you know, I like to make them my own. I buy the green plantains that have to be really green. And then I cut them, I make them, and then I freeze them. And then when my kids love tostones, which is fried plantains. But whenever I cannot find the green plantains, then these Goya tostones, they are the best. So if you can't find the green plantains, or you've never had a fried plantain or a tostón, like we call it, then buy these. I mean, they are great. They're crunchy and they're awesome. So what I'm saying to you is support Goya Foods. Buy their products. And if you don't buy them to use them yourself, you know what? There's a lot of food banks out there. There's a lot of need in our communities. So maybe buy some of the canned foods and, you know, beans and the sauce and the corned beef, and then donate them to a food bank. But I can tell you, we cannot allow for radicals to destroy companies like Goya Foods. Boycott them because they exercised their First Amendment right to free speech. And they praised a president that has truly, truly helped the Hispanic American communities. So, as a Hispanic and Latino, I invite you, stand with me and support Goya Foods. It is important that we stick together and that we fight together for our community. Saying that, I want to tell you, please make sure that you go out and vote. If you're not registered, please make sure you register to vote and go out and vote. This election is the most important election in our lifetime. We are in dangerous grounds here. We cannot allow these radicals to destroy our beautiful country. We all came here. We all moved here, or some immigrated here, looking for a better way of life, or running away from a form of government that was crushing our rights. In some countries, we didn't have any rights. And that's how we ended up in the greatest country in the world. So it is important that you understand that when you vote, forget about the person. I mean, President Trump, why do people hate him? You don't like the orange color, you don't like the blonde hair, you don't like that he's white, you don't like he's, you know, too confident, you don't like that he's wealthy. I mean, that's okay. You don't like that maybe, I don't know, he cheated on his wife. Okay, so what? Put that aside and look beyond that. Look at his policies. Look how he's empowering and uplifting communities from poverty, especially minority communities like the Hispanic American communities. So, November 3rd, please go vote. I know who I'm voting for. I'm voting for President Donald J. Trump, because he has made promises and he has kept his promises, and he has helped my community. He has uplifted my communities. He has empowered my communities. But most of all, he's the people's president, and he works for all Americans, regardless what race we have, what color, or where we came from. So November 3rd, I hope that you vote for President Trump, because he's the best choice to move forward into more opportunities and prosperity. So always stay true to yourself and never give up on your dreams, even when nobody else believes in them but you. And remember, support Goya products and go vote November 3rd. President Trump, my vote is for you. And if you're listening to this, or somebody's listening to this, my dream is to go and give President Trump a big hug and tell him thank you in person, because I am proud of the work that he has done for my communities and I believe he's the people's president, and I believe he's our best choice in November. Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Until next Sunday, bye-bye.